I guess it's a little late for me to decide not to deal with the hard stuff in life. I don't know why it became my job. Because I'm curious and I don't stop at an answer that doesn't make sense. Well, I stopped for 33 years when I studied the Bible the whole time looking to make it make sense, and it never did. And it makes me mad that we don't honor our own questions. I can't imagine there's a person out there that's read the Bible or maybe hasn't just let somebody teach you that you don't have questions that make sense. But we don't honor ourselves. Christianity teaches you to focus on your brother. Pray for them. Love your brother. Do unto others. And it's bullshit because we don't know who we are. And we don't know who they are. But how are we going to know what someone needs? And for instance, I'm sure a lot of people wanted to pray for me to come back to Jesus. And you know what? That was the last thing I ever wanted to do or would do because I had too much info. But here I am wanting to continue in truth, and I got all these banshees out there praying for me to love Jesus, which I've done there, been that, and found out it was bullshit. And so prayers are all you do besides putting all this energy into the air. For Christ's sake, if a prayer works the way the Bible says it does and the way you think it does, if it does, can you imagine the frickin' traffic? Jesus frickin' Christ. The road, the highway where prayers are sent and transmitted would have 1,000 wrecks. Millions wrecks of prayers hitting each other because people are praying stuff and they don't have a frickin' clue. They just want to be holy and do what they're programmed to do, whether they know what the frick they're doing or not. Don't you guys get it? It's just crazy. The reason I got on here was to say I'd be amiss if I didn't mention how hard this is with kids. And I know a guy that's been talking to his child in reality, and she's doing great with it. As a matter of fact, when I went to Cosmic Summit, there's this engineer there that had his 10-year-old daughter, and she knew as much about the pyramids as I did. But, the summit is about the coming catastrophe and or catastrophes and end of the age stuff, and trying to learn and know how to maneuver through it all and how to prep and how to explain. And meanwhile, everybody and his brother is trying to find options out of this mess. I mean, they're trying to get us off the planet. Randall's trying to get investors, which they're already up there with the satellite, but people are trying so hard to do things to help us. And Randall's trying to find property, and Ben Davidson has a big piece of property to let people come there and camp or get info, because that's where he thinks will be safest. And a lot of us don't have options, but my biggest heart hurt is, how do we tell the kids? And I think about that, was it 1839 movie that was something like Yellowstone, where the girl was going to die and her father was honest with her. And because of that, it was such a deep, poignant time where they made the most of it. And I think most of us can handle more than we think we can. But when I think about talking to my granddaughters about it, it makes me kind of ill. So, where do we go from here? And I've tried to talk to my granddaughters about it. And when I first started learning, I didn't know, I hadn't confirmed the yucky part of the turnover of the earth. And so I was just trying to share with them that I found out that the Bible wasn't real, and that how and why. And if it was just that they chose Christianity and Christianity had honor, I wouldn't care what the heck they believed. Even if they chose to believe in Disney, it'd be okay with me as long as they knew the truth of Disney. That's the problem with the Bible. It was intended to deceive. And it was. That's it. Over and out.